Hey, what up, everybody? All right, I call this Exploited Love and Laws. And, one of the things I caught up with yesterday was a video by Tommy Sotomayor. This guy was going on about how he had actually recorded a session of Steve Wilko's show in which they did a DNA test on a young man. This brother was had just turned 17, if I'm not mistaken. Had just turned 17. Had fathered two children. The oldest was 18 months, if I'm not mistaken, and the youngest was 2 months. And so there was a young lady there, and who seemed to be really decent about herself. And she claimed he was the father, and they were going to do DNA tests. So when they came back with the results, turns out neither one of the kids was his. So the 17-year-old boy is sitting there in tears, and the young lady he's with is also in tears. And then the young lady's mother comes up, and she's in tears. And then the young man's mother comes up, and she's in tears. So you got four people on stage who are in tears behind this young man learning that he was not the father. Now, how accountable can you be for something at 16? You fathered one child at 15 and another at 16. Really, this kid's still in high school. He doesn't have a whole lot of options. But then the two mothers come up. Actually, the woman's mother came up first, and they kind of all did a group hug. And then the boy's mother came up, and they all did a group hug. The boy's mother told him, you're gonna be a man. You're gonna keep on doing what you've been doing. Listen, man, I would just it was really troubling to me in the sense that, for one, this young lady, who I believe was also a teenager, they didn't actually tell her age, but I believe she was 1 year older than the boy. The young lady, nobody said anything to this woman about pretending to have two children by the same guy, and neither one of the children were his. This is a young boy, by the way. So, I'm looking at it, I'm going, well, why doesn't somebody actually say something negative, something critical to this young woman? Now I know, everybody said, well, she's a mother, but listen, man, she just about ruined this dude's life. Almost gave him two children that were not his. So she was sleeping with somebody else, having unprotected sex, while she was blaming her pregnancy on this other young man, who was definitely, nobody disputed that the guy was sleeping with her, but just the same, what is that? And then the mothers come up and they're all on the same shit. Really, the mothers are sitting up there, they're going, well, yeah, we're gonna get through this and all of this stuff. Like, well, I would have, if that would have been my son, I'd been like, no, you guys are gonna get through this shit. This is my son, and there's no way in hell he had to take responsibility for these kids that aren't his. He's 17 years old. 17-year-old boy. Basically roped into this trap with this woman. You might think, well, if he wasn't having sex with her, he never will. Okay, and some truth to that. But at what point is a woman held accountable for lying and pretty much destroying the lives of everybody in the circle? It was like, and then even have her mother involved in it. Now, look, here's something that I thought kind of blew both mothers' credibility on site. Hold up, is my tie crooked? All right. I want y'all distracted from the message, man. Listen, at some point you're going, well, why do both mothers have tattoos all on their necks? Both mothers. They were covered up. All the other areas of their body was covered up, but you could see the tattoos on the boy's mother's neck and the girl's mother's neck. Now, y'all probably say, oh, tattoos don't mean shit. Well, I don't know if you see a pattern or not. That some of these individuals with these tattoos. And so you ask yourself, is this an exploited love? Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's an boy's exploited love of the woman, and the mother's exploiting the love of the boy. They pretty much pressured this boy into taking this woman on stage in front of a studio audience who, for whatever reason, seemed to be sympathetic with the mother, the young lady. I don't know. Maybe you guys could imagine, this world where hoes just don't get called out for being hoes. Tramps don't get called out for being what they are. And then you get this young guy in there, and then the mothers look like, oh, go ahead and support this hoe. This woman's had 2 kids and blamed them on you. 2. That means she was at least with 2 other guys, or maybe it was one guy all throughout the history of his relationship with the woman. Maybe she was with the same guy. In any context, the other guy must not have been with her, or the boy wouldn't have been her boyfriend. Wouldn't have claimed the responsibility of the 2 kids. So he was with somebody else. And he was having sex with the other girl. Man, so you're talking about an exploited love, man, and some pathetic examples of motherhood. Pathetic. And unfortunately, this boy had no father around there to just tell him common sense, which would have been, man, let this hoe go. Let that hoe go. Be glad you free. You ain't got nothing else to do with it. Matter of fact, Steve Wilkos actually said at the end of the session, he indicated, but without hurting anybody's feelings, that the boy had, now he had freedom. Boy had some freedom. All right, good for that. There was some exploited love. I just chose to talk